Hey y'all, good morning. Good morning to everyone. It is Tuesday. I am up and out. I'm on my way in the office. I'm turning the air down, child. I'm going in this office, honey, to get the day started. This is a wonderful, wonderful day, honey. This is the day that the Lord has made, like they say in church, child. I'm happy to be up and out. I'm feeling blessed this morning, doing my thing, driving in the office. I hope you all are feeling blessed this morning. You guys are up and out and got your coffee and your tea and you're getting where you need to be this morning. Yes, good morning, Rose Armstead. Good morning. I hope you all are feeling blessed. Oh, y'all, my first day back in the office, coming off vacation. Lord, I know I'm gonna have 1,000 emails to go through. I already know it. I'm just gonna take this day in stride, honey. I'm just gonna take my time. I don't think I'm gonna be coming home early today because I know I got a lot of stuff I'm gonna have to do, probably the meetings too. We'll see. But it's all good, honey. I'm grateful to have a great career. I don't call it a job, I call it a career. But thank God for that. But yes, we have some things to get into this morning. Good morning, good morning. We have a lot of things to get into this morning. And we're going to do that here in a second. But I hope you guys are feeling well. Everything said in the video is alleged, honey, and in my opinion, and used for fair use and entertainment. Okay? Yes, honey. I didn't want to get up this morning, y'all. I was sleeping so damn good when my alarm went off. I said, let me get up because y'all know school is back in. I had to get my son ready for him to get his butt to school on time. He didn't want to get up because he ain't a morning person either like me. But we got it, honey. We got him up and out. And my husband got him to school on time. That helped me out a whole lot. But yes, God. So I'm happy for that with my baby. He's 3rd grade this year, y'all. He was happy as hell. And did not hey, yesterday he didn't want me to say bye and all that. Kids, I hate when kids grow up like that where they don't want you to say bye and all that. Like, Mom, you're embarrassing me. Like, how am I embarrassing you by saying bye? But okay, bye. It's so funny how kids, they be all up under you when they're small. When they start to get bigger and they get around their friends, they don't want you to say bye. They don't want you to hug them. None of that. I was like, damn, this is what life is about as an 8-year-old? I guess so. All right, and it's only going to get worse, I'm imagining, when he gets older. Like, he ain't going to want to hug me or nothing. Or he ain't going to want me to hug him because it's embarrassing. Wow. All right. But let's get on into the show, child. All right, so celebrity news is always first, guys, and that's where we'll begin. That's where we'll begin. All right, so for those of you who know, the Olympics is going on. I was watching a little bit last night before I fell asleep. Gabby, what's her name? Gabrielle. Is that a child name? Child, no. Anyway, she won a bronze medal. And I was like, okay, look at that. One of the girls, they switched up one of hers. She wanted the silver. Then they went back and reanalyzed something, and she wound up getting the bronze. I was like, okay, yes, honey. So that was good. And then, of course, the girl on the other team, she was crying, bawling her eyes out because then that mean that bumped her down a notch. So I was like, oh, that's kind of sad, baby. She was crying like she was at a funeral, too. But, so I've been watching a little bit of the Olympics, but as you guys know, a lot of people are in Paris in support of the Olympics. I was seeing that Snoop Dogg, he's there working at the Olympics. They're saying he's getting paid $500,000 to work the Olympics. I said, damn, I need to get to the Olympics. How can I work for the Olympics? Because that's some good money. $500,000, I can do that. I could totally do that. But let's go ahead and get into it. Serena Williams is in Paris as well, supporting the Olympics. And she had a little situation there where the people didn't want her in their restaurant. And she put their asses on blast. Let's get into it. Okay, so tennis star Serena Williams puts a Paris restaurant on blast after they denied her access because of her race. It was race. It was the Peninsula restaurant in Paris would not allow her to come in the restaurant and be seated and eat up in there, child. So Serena says that I've been denied access to the rooftop to eat in an empty restaurant of nicer places, but never with my kids. I think her kids were with her when this incident occurred. She says always a first hashtag Olympics 2024. Okay, so she's pissed off about that. I would be too. I mean, damn. Now they're saying after Serena put the restaurant on blast, that they issued an apology. Of course, y'all know they're gonna do that because they don't want to lose business. They don't want people to view them as being this racist restaurant, or establishment rather. Let's say it that way. Because of all of the backlash and everything else that they would receive. And they have received a lot because people have been chiming in on this situation once she put them on blast. It's everywhere, on TMZ and everywhere. So TMZ definitely did a post about it as well. And she says, they said that they're sorry for denying her access. This is what the restaurant had to say. Said that they are sorry for denying her access, but they says that the rooftop was fully booked, and that the only unoccupied tables rather that she saw actually belonged to the gourmet restaurant. Okay, so many celebrities and fans, of course, they gave their comments about the situation, and which prompted a very quick public apology from that restaurant in support of Serena. Now they're trying to say, oh, it wasn't that that part was already reserved out and da 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 da. I was like, well, damn, y'all could at least let her sit like someone. This is Serena Williams. Y'all know that celebrities get preferential treatment all the time in certain places, especially with the Olympics being there. Y'all, I mean, when you see her, you know who she is. I mean, granted, she has, I don't know what the hell she did with her face. She did get a lot of Botox or something going on to where she looks slightly different in the face. But when you see her, you know that's Serena Williams. I mean, damn, you have to do that. Speaking of the Olympics, French pole vaulter, he gets disqualified. I'm imagining you guys may have seen that. He's an Olympic French pole vaulter. They says that he got disqualified for his schlong, honey, hitting the bar. Y'all know when they're running with that stick and then they jump over the bar? Well, he was doing that, and his schlong, honey, hit the bar. It was a big one, too. I was like, he a white guy with all that down there? And they said that it has gotten he's gotten a $250,000 offer from a PORN site, okay, since he got disqualified in the Olympics, y'all. So they're offering him $250,000 to come and do a little bit of, nasty work over there, since he done showed this big old schlong trying to jump over the thing. I was like, damn, it was big too. I don't want to stay on that, but I was just like, that's all you is that a cup or something down there, because he had a whole lot going on down there when he tried to jump over the thing. And baby, when his little schlong hit that bar, and it just like scraped the bar, and you can see the whole print. So of course they disqualified him for that. He was pissed as hell. I would be too. But so he's getting this huge offer from this PORN site, and I think they're saying it is OnlyFans that's offering him the $250K. I don't know. I wouldn't do no damn OnlyFans, but whatever. So the man's name is Anthony Amaratis. Okay, they're saying his manhood might have blocked him from his Olympic glory, honey. They said, but it could now help him land a huge payday. So they've not said yet if he's accepted that offer, but he has accepted, well, not has accepted, but he's gotten a lot of offers from women trying to holler at him now since this whole fiasco with his schlong, y'all. People are like, oh my God, okay. A lot of women were like, oh my God, look at all that down there. Let me get his phone number, girl. Don't blow at me. I'm not gonna wreck my car because you impatient, bitch. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm road raging. This person blowing at me, and y'all see cars flying by. Like, you don't just fly out there like that, baby. I'm sorry you late for work. You should have got up earlier. 4 snaps, maybe 5, okay? My damn tail. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all see that? You in a hurry to wreck your car, baby, go ahead. We don't do dents over here. Or scratches. Okay? Anyway. But anyway, y'all, yes, I was surprised to see old boy with that much going on down there. So we'll see what that's giving, honey, if he take that $250K for OnlyFans, baby, because that's a nice little setup. All right. Yes, God, it was. All right, so let's get into some more news. Oh, Lord. Y'all be road raging like me. I got it bad, too. I'm trying to work on it, y'all. All right, so Wells Fargo Bank is in some trouble. If you bank with Wells Fargo, Lord have mercy. All right, so Wells Fargo been on the bullshit. It says that Wells Fargo is being sued for faking interviews with black candidates, you guys, while positions were already filled. What the hell is going on, Wells Fargo? Let's talk about it, honey. Now, they're saying that a U.S. judge has ordered Wells Fargo to face a lawsuit after it lied about its commitment to diversity. All right. It says that the bank held fake interviews with thousands of black candidates, but jobs were already filled, according to Reuters. Okay. That's messed up. Ain't that messed up? Do anybody bank with Wells Fargo? Yeah. So they saying that thousands and thousands of black candidates went to Wells Fargo, was trying to get jobs there, and they were just like faking like they were going to hire them, going through the whole interview process. That could be grueling. Interviewing takes a lot, and it takes a lot out of your damn day as well. And a lot of people who are not good with interviewing, you be nervous and all that. You done dressed up, put on your Sunday best, honey, to go up in there to try to get this damn job, only to find out that they were only faking it, that the job that you were actually applying for and interviewing for was already filled. Like, that's some bullshit. I would be mad about that, okay? But they are being sued for that. Of course, that's giving a little racism. It's giving that you just doing it just to say, well, we interviewed you. We really didn't have any intentions of hiring you, but just for the sake of saying that, hey, at least we interviewed you. And, you know, they can say, oh, we're looking at other candidates versus, you know, actually hiring you, when you really had no intentions of hiring them from the start because you already had the damn position filled. That's stupid as hell. Why they would put themselves in that type of position, I'm not sure why, but baby, weird. Okay, so I hope they get it together. Wells Fargo, get it together. Okay, I don't bank with them, probably never will, but go off. All right, Keith Sweat, honey. Keith Sweat is calling out I'm sorry, y'all. Keith Sweat is calling some folk out, honey, and he's saying that he did not get his just dessert, honey, from this song. Y'all remember Johnny Kemp, honey, back in the day? Keith Sweat says that he was never credited for co-writing Johnny Kemp's hit song, Just Got Paid. Okay, y'all remember the song, Just Got Paid? Friday night. Every time I hear that song, I always think about the scene in Love and Basketball when they're on the dance floor. Y'all remember when Omar Epps and I think it was Gabrielle Union, honey, when he took her to that little dance on Love and Basketball, they were playing that song. Every time I hear that song now, I think about that scene because Love and Basketball is one of my favorite movies. But yeah, so Teddy Riley also wrote the song as well, and Keith Sweat was saying he did not get what he was supposed to get on that song, so he is thinking about taking legal action because if that situation does not get resolved, because he's saying, hey, he stands to gain a lot of money for co-writing that song because it was a huge hit. I mean, hell, you play it right now, that song is still a bop if you play that in the club. They made a lot of money off that song. And he's saying he did not get what he was supposed to get. Why he waited this long is beyond me, because that song was what, back in the 80s, 90s or something like that. So he's saying that he is definitely going to be seeking legal action if he does not get what he's supposed to get from this damn song, because he co-wrote that song, according to Keith Sweat. All right. So he said he is owed some money and he want his money and he want it now. Okay. You better call 877 cash now, Keith Sweat, or something. I don't know, shit. 877 cash now. You better call their ass to see if they can go and shoot you a little money up over there till y'all get that situation straight. Anyway, moving on. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that Keith Sweat actually helped co-write that song? I never knew that until I read that story. I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. All right, so let's get on, child. Let's get on to some more news. Real Housewives of OC news, all right? For those of you that watch that show, because I do. Y'all remember Vicki, honey. Vicki from Real Housewives of OC, Vicki Gunvalson, honey, is in some trouble out here after she is sued for financial elder abuse of a 74-year-old woman who is taking her ass to court, okay? I was like, uh-oh, Vicki. Uh-oh, Vicki. You might want to get back on the show, girl, so you can get some more checks coming in. Y'all said yes. Somebody said, I didn't know. I didn't know that either. I did not know that. All right, so they said that Vicki, honey, Vicki from Real Housewives of OC is being sued for financial elder abuse, negligence, fraud, ooh, there go that word, honey, and other claims in the lawsuit filed by the 74-year-old woman, honey, who was a client of Vicki's at her Koto insurance company, okay? So she's suing Vicki and that damn Koto insurance. Now, it says that the woman's name is Diana Fields, who alleges that in May, at the Superior Court of California in Orange County, that she was taken advantage of by Vicki and her business partner Ali Habernation, or however you say his last name, child. That's a weird name. Anyway, Ms. Fields says that she and her late husband had a combined net worth of over $6 million due in part to investments that they made in stocks and funds that she inherited from her deceased mother back in 2002. All right. Now, they're saying that Vicki is being sued for mismanaging and frauding the 74-year-old woman out of her investment, and is taking Vicki to court to recoup her money that she was taken advantage of. Okay. That's bad. I never thought that Vicki would be on some mess like that, and her business partner. But girl, you gonna have to pay that money back, because this lady is suing the hell out of you, and she done put you on blast. Now, they said that Vicki, of course, trying to play victim, Vicki went and provided to the courts, you guys, something about her health, something about an update on her health. Like, that lady, like, I don't give a damn about your health. I don't give a damn about you out here sick. I need my damn money. So Vicki is providing the courts with some paperwork after a recent hospitalization she's saying that she had, that her health is not in good standing for her to be going back and forth to court right now about this situation with this woman. I said, excuse me, how all of a sudden you sick when it's time to be paying somebody back after you defrauded this woman out of millions of dollars? This woman said a $6 million investment that she invested in your damn company, and now all of a sudden you want to be coming to the courts talking about you can't be coming back and forth to court because you sick and whatnot, according to your doctor's note over here that you been hospitalized. I like to say that hospitalized, that you been hospitalized, and your ass can't be showing up to court when you done took this woman money. How about I pay her the money, okay? I don't give a hot damn about no court. But let's move on, child. All right, so I saw this topic too, and I want to talk about it. For those of you that remember the group Kid and Play, all right? So Play from the group Kid and Play, all right? He reveals in a recent interview that he had a lack of enthusiasm for being in the group Kid and Play because he had so much going on. He had to put on this happy face. He also says that during his divorce from Sherry Headley, y'all know who Sherry Headley is. She's the woman who actually married Eddie Murphy on the movie Coming to America in the end. A real pretty girl. Not the one that was supposed to bark like a dog, not her. The other one that wound up actually marrying Eddie Murphy in the movie Coming to America. He was saying that actually after she divorced him, that he contemplated taking his own life because at that point in time he was going through a depression because Sherry Headley was like his soulmate, he felt like, and they just could not seem to get things right, and they grew apart. So she decided to divorce him, and when she did that, because they had a son as well, when she did that, he felt like his whole life was over, and he decided he was going to take his own life after that. I said, oh my. So he says that he felt like he hit rock bottom after Sherry Headley divorced him and left him, child, while he was in the group. And it took Kid from the group to actually have a conversation with him and, you know, let him know, look, dude, this is not worth you taking your life. Like, yeah, no, don't do that. Okay, you talking about ending his life because this woman, and you can't put all your emotions and everything into a person like that to where you don't want to live no more if they decide that they don't want to be with you anymore. I don't think I would ever give that. I don't think I would ever give a person that much control over me mentally or any type of way. I mean, I can love a person, but I'm never going to love you more than I love myself. I say it that way. I'm never going to love you more than I love myself. I love my husband. If he decided tomorrow that he woke up in the morning and he don't love me no more and he wants to leave me, that's a situation I have to deal with. Am I going to take myself out and not be here anymore? Absolutely fucking not. I mean, life goes on. I will figure out how to, you know, co-parent with him and how to continue my life, but I'm definitely not going to take my life because a person decides to walk out of my life. Okay, I don't know, I'm just not weak like that. I think about my son, the fact that he needs me, and other things that I have going on in my life. I don't think that I would ever, I ain't gonna say I don't think, I won't ever feel to the point to where I just cannot carry on life because a person fall out of love with me. And I don't feel that a person should entangle themselves so into another person to where if that person decides they don't want you no more, that you can't continue life. That's crazy. I don't understand that, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just, I don't want to call nobody weak, but I'm just not to that place to where I can't move on. But now they're saying that back in 2001, they says that a Long Island judge ordered Play, which his real name is Christopher Martin, to pay child support to Sherry Headley for their son, okay, at which he was $42,000 behind in child support, okay. He had not paid any child support. I don't know if his depression and all that had him going through it, but he was behind $42,000 in child support to Sherry Headley, and she kept taking his ass to court for whatever reason, which further threw him into more depression, because he was saying that his money was very funny back then. He was damn near broke. And the judge was trying to work with him in terms of telling him pay $159 a week. He was saying he didn't even have that to catch up. So he was facing going to jail. All right, he was facing going to jail about this damn child support. Now, he moved from New York to Alabama, to Birmingham, Alabama to be exact, okay? He said he gave his life to God, and he, you know, just kind of changed his whole life around, which all that's great. Upon him moving to Birmingham, Alabama, he was arrested, okay, in Alabama, where he was arraigned on non-support, where he wasn't paying support. And he actually told the courts that he was poor. He had no more money, despite him being this celebrity where people see him on national television and in movies and stuff. He said he was broke and had no money. He ran through his money. He mismanaged his money, like living, living this huge life, just spending, and not managing his money. And his ex-wife was like, look, now you owe this damn child support, $42K to be exact. And she wanted that damn money, so he wound up getting locked up, you guys, which he felt like his life was over. So he had to be assigned a public defender because he could not afford an attorney to help him fight this situation. So he just wanted to end it all versus trying to just, pay this money back and do what he needed to do for his son. So thank God he is still here with us. In his interview, he was saying that the only thing that helped him get through that and fight through what he was going through, that situation, was God, where he said he fully committed his life over to God, and he was praying daily and just focused on, his walk with God. He said if it wasn't for that, he would not be here. So thank God that he decided to change some things up and not take his own life over a situation of somebody leaving him, because you have a son to raise, and you meet somebody else and you can move on with your life. And I mean, the judge was trying to work with you. $159. A lot of people say, oh, that's not a lot of money. But when you broke and you ain't really got it like that, $159 is like $159,000 when you don't have it. Okay, so he wound up going to jail over that damn child support. And of course, everybody gets saved when they go to jail. But so thankfully, he was able to turn his life around and get that situation rectified. Okay. Yes. Moving on, child. All right, so let's talk about the situation with Ken. Y'all know that Ken sat down and did his own interview with Heavenly and Carlos King. We kind of talked about, if you guys watched my pop-in last night, Trisha sat down and did her own interview with Dr. Heavenly and Carlos King, and she did her own interview because she and Ken were not in a great space. They were actually fighting, and it had just had a huge blow up when she decided to sit down and have her own interview with Carlos and Heavenly. Okay, they weren't speaking for days, and she said that in the interview, and it stemmed around a situation with Martell and some stuff that was going on social media. So Ken actually sat down and did his own interview, which was very eye-opening, with Carlos, and he had a lot to say about Trisha as well. Yeah, let's get into it. All right, so Ken says that he skipped out on his interview with Trish, where the both of them were supposed to sit down together, because of an argument about Martell, which made Ken leave town for 3 to 4 days, and he and Trisha had no communication. All right. Yeah, so he sat down and did that interview. Ken reveals that he left for days. He left Trish for days over a big blow up that they had over a conversation about Martell. I'm trying to figure out why Martell is so intertwined in their situation. It's weird. I feel like a lot of it has to do with Trisha not being 100% transparent with Ken. He seemed like a sweetheart, but I feel like he takes a little bit too much when it comes to Trisha, and we get ready to get into it because he revealed a lot about her and the stuff that he's dealing with her in terms of trying to make their relationship work. I feel like if you're doing more of the giving and the other person is doing more of the taking, sometimes that situation just does not work. Okay, if I'm giving 50% emotionally, I'm gonna need that other 50 back from you. I'm not getting ready to give more, or 75 or 85%, and you just sitting back on yours. Like, no. A relationship is two people coming together to make it work. Trish, I feel like, needs some type of damn therapy, because you are still holding on to what you went through with your husband, and you are expecting Ken to be this perfect individual when you're not perfect. And that's unfair to hold him to a certain standard when you got a plethora of things going on with you, ma'am. Her communication is way off. I was a little irritated with how she communicated in her interview by herself, because it took her like 175,000 years just to give an answer to something that was so simple. I mean, damn. It's weird. It seems like Ken is like a space filler in Trish's life. I don't feel like she really loved Ken like as much as he loves her. And you can just kind of see it. All right. Now, it was revealed that Trish and Ken, like I said, had that recent argument that revolved around Martell, and Martell continuing to come up in their issues. I feel like she slept with the man. I feel like something happened, or even if they didn't sleep together, something sexual happened to where she had these feelings or something towards Martell, because you were feeling a way about this man not remembering you, and it became a little obsessive. It became a little obsessive, I'm going to say, for her to continue to keep repeating. I don't understand why he don't remember you. I don't understand why he didn't recognize me. Like, girl, that's given that you really, that something may have happened to where you felt like, look, I done gave him this punani, and now he gonna act like he don't know me. That's what I got from it. I done gave this man this punani. I done sat on that schlong, and now he see me and he act like he don't damn know me. That's what it gave me. That's what it gave. And they heard it get mad and start yelling at the table saying, I told you, in the little clip that they got going on. I told you that I ain't. No. Don't you're a little too mad for a situation that you say never happened. Trish, let's get into it with her crazy ass. Because Ken is saying she got a whole attitude issue. And he just kind of dealing with that shit to the point to where he is having to just leave the house for days because she on some other stuff. I said, damn, I see why that husband walked out and left. Because you got some issues, Trish. You don't open your mouth like Carlos said in the damn interview last night. A lot of people were saying that you don't open your mouth and that you talk through your teeth. But when somebody's asking you something about Martell, your mouth is wide open and you can talk all of a sudden. You have a whole lot to say. You be stumbling over words when somebody asks you, do you love Ken? How do you feel about Ken? It takes you 147 years to answer that. But then when somebody asking you something about Martell, girl, you straight to the point. You can answer it. You smiling and everything. But you don't have that energy when it comes to Ken. Which lets me know something more than a conversation happened between you and Martell. Because we already know how Martell get down. Martell don't want to just talk with nobody. Martell already, y'all know. Mel said during the time that she was married to Martell, that he was with a boatload of hoes. So, and it seemed like he was on that boat, Trisha. I'm just saying. It seemed like you was on that boat of hoes that Martell was dealing with. I'm just saying, you might have been the captain on that bitch. I don't know. All right, so let's continue. All right, so Trish revealed, honey, that Ken left the house for days and that she hadn't talked to him. He hadn't called her and she didn't call his ass. So they were mad as hell at each other. All right? Because Ken decided to get the hell out of there. Ken is saying that she blew up on him over a conversation about Martell and that she has a very bad temper, that she was screaming on him and doing all that extra bullshit that some women decide to do when they get mad. Okay? To where they almost ended the relationship, y'all. They almost ended their relationship. Ken was saying he's sick and tired of her temper, and he's sick and tired of the way she communicates. That's starting to be an issue with them. All right, now when Trisha was asked, was she afraid to lose Ken? Of course, Trish had this long pause, and then she said yes, and then no. Because she's kind of bracing herself for the worst. So it's seeming like they've been having some issues within their relationship, and she's just kind of going with the flow, and whatever happens just happens. She don't give a damn if he leaves, and she don't give a damn if he goes. If he stay or go, because she said, look, I've already lost a lot in my life already. So if he decides to go, I'm prepared for that. That's kind of what it gave me. I think she cares about Ken, but I don't think she really is in love with Ken. I think she likes the lifestyle that Ken can provide for her, even though she is her own person. She has her own money. But I think she likes the fact that Ken done bought her child a car, that Ken goes over and beyond to take her on lavish vacations, as he said in his own interview. I think she enjoys that. She likes the company of having a man around, but I don't think that she is in love with Ken. And she's still not divorced, you guys, from her husband. Despite what we saw on the show with her fake signing these papers, she is still not divorced from this husband. So is she kind of like holding out hope that things between she and this husband kind of work out? And she's just kind of holding on to Ken just for the sake of not being by herself? Because you know some women do that. They don't really let go of the person they really want to be with. Because I feel like if you guys wanted to divorce, if it was understood that he wanted to divorce and you want to divorce in order to move on, I don't think that it takes that long. And the fact that she's not done it yet further lets me know that you are still holding on to hope, Trish, that you and Marquez kind of work out somewhere down the line, even though you guys say that y'all have some communication issues as well. The way that man was crying at that table says to me he don't really want no damn divorce. He wants the wings between the two of you, and he feels that Ken is in the way. And I think that Ken ain't just gonna step out of the situation so easy, because then he'll feel like Marquez won after he's been trolling the hell out of him on social media, still saying that he is Trish's chocolate and that he is Trish's man, and showing little pictures of his body where he's working out trying to intimidate Marquez into, you know, falling back and allowing him to be in Trish's life when he knows that Marquez still has feelings for Trish. I mean, they got kids together. He still obviously has feelings for her. And I'm hearing that Ken, not Ken, but I'm hearing that Trish's husband has a 5-year-old somewhere. I'm hearing that somewhere, that Trish's husband went out here and got him another child in addition to the 2 kids that he and Trish have together. So he has a 5-year-old. Now he's saying that he and Trish have been broken up 4 to 5 years. Okay, that they've been separated for about 4 or 5 years. So he's got a baby by somebody else. So maybe that's why Trish is a little hesitant. That probably could be why. He got a baby by somebody else. So it sounded like as soon as he and Trish decided they were going to separate, he done went out here and got somebody knocked up. Because the baby is 5 years old. A little girl, from my understanding. All right. They also, Ken also mentions women being deep up in his DMs, okay? He says that Trish have guys up in her DMs trying to holler at her as well. And that's becoming an issue for the both of them, all right? So if you guys remember in the interview last night, Carlos was telling the both of them, like, don't read the comments and don't be, you know, falling victim to the DMs and people saying things to you in the DMs. Don't read that stuff. Well, it's kind of hard not to do that because you're on the show. Trish is saying this was her first time ever being in front of a camera, which she's so nervous when she's filming, which is why it appears that way on national television when she is speaking. She's nervous. She says she's very nervous because she's never done that before. But I'm just like, and then Carlos is steady on this whole, oh, they are just so great for the show. When I first met Ken and Trish, I just knew that they were going to be right for the show. They were going to bring good ratings and da-da-da. I'm like, what is he seeing? Because fans and everybody else is saying, no, the two of them, no. Like, they're boring. Trish, she don't like to speak up. She stumbles over her words. She did it in the interview, and even Carlos was making faces, but then he turned around to say that Trish is good TV. I don't understand where he's getting this from. Like, what is he looking at? I don't get it. I just, he keeps doing this whole she's an engineer and all that. I don't give a damn if she is an engineer. Something's going on with Trish, and I said it last night, and I don't like to always call people slow, but Trish gives that she is kind of slow, even though she's an engineer, okay? It's giving that she might be book smart, but she's a little slow. I said the same thing about Tisha from Love Marriage Huntsville. I get that she might be a little smart, but she's kind of slow. Tisha kind of slow too. And I think that's what Marceau likes about Tisha, not to keep jumping, but I think that's what Marceau likes about Tisha, the fact that she is book smart, but she's kind of slow, and that's his way of being able to manipulate her into doing what he wants her to do. You have people that's like that. They could take a test and pass that bitch with 100. But when it comes to life decisions, they are lost as hell. And that's what it is with Trish. And that's what she gives, okay? All right, let's continue. Now, it was brought up that Trish was not divorced. Like I just told you guys, that she and her husband are not divorced. We already talked about that. I'm trying to go over all my notes. And it says that Trish says that she wasn't 100%. It doesn't give that she's 100% into Ken, okay? But she's comfortable just having him around. We talked about that too. All right, so let's get into what Ken was saying in his interview, all right? Because I don't want to keep going over the same notes. Ken revealed a lot. But they're dealing with a lot of public scrutiny in terms of their relationship, and it's starting to get to Ken. It's really starting to get to Ken. Now, Ken's intuition has been telling him that Trish has been lying and kind of playing with his emotions. He kind of touched on that in his interview with Carlos and Heavenly, okay? He says he don't like when people play in their face. He felt like Trish has been playing in his face by lying by omission, meaning not telling him certain things, because he says that he asked Trish upon them getting ready to be on Love and Marriage Huntsville, was there anything about anybody on the cast that she needed to tell him, good or bad, he wanted to know before they got into filming, because he didn't want to look like a fool on national television, and Trish told him no. So she knew about that whole situation of going to Martell's house, but she never told him that, and decided to wait until they got on the show to tell him. And he said that pissed him off because he felt like Trish was playing in his face in that situation and put him in a situation to where Martell had like a one-up on him and was laughing and playing with him on the show. He didn't like it when Chris Fletcher and all them, when they went that bowling scene, he didn't like it when they were laughing, kind of playing in his face about that situation with Trisha, because he felt like he was being, like they were trying to punk him in a way. Now, I feel like Trish was wrong, because he did ask you up front. You could have told him, look, I did go to Martell's house to, you know, with the understanding of that we were going to train, but whatever happened. You could have told him that then, and that's what he said he's pissed about, and it keeps coming up, and it keeps causing issues between them. All right, and she's too nonchalant about it, and that further pisses him off because she acts like she don't care. Okay, so she omitted telling him that. All right, which and like I said, I don't know why Martell keeps coming up in their relationship if nothing ever happens, but he says that that happened before the situation with Trish training Martell happened before the two of them even got together, before he even knew Trish. He didn't even know Trish. They weren't even dating during the time that Trish went to go and train Martell, according to Ken, okay? So he says that she's free to do whatever she wants to do prior to him, but going into the situation of if they're going to be filming and being around them, that he just wanted a heads up so that he wouldn't look like a fool on TV, all right? Now, Trish was told by Carlos in her interview that she needed to reach out to Tisha from Love and Marriage Huntsville to get a better insight on how to deal with comments and how to deal with social media, since Tisha went through the same thing that Trish and Ken are currently going through right now, because Tisha got to a point to where she was about to lose it, because people in the comments were tearing her up about her marriage to Marceau and about just situations, period. People didn't like Tisha. Tisha was not a fan favorite on the show Love and Marriage Huntsville. So around seasons 1 through 3, Tisha was really going through it bad, to where Carlos had to tell her, look, you about to be off the show. You're going to have to give more. But in addition to, Tisha was dealing with people in the comments like dragging the hell out of her, which they still do. But it was really bad between seasons 1 and 3, to where Carlos had to tell Tisha to stop reading the comments. Tisha had to get all the way off Twitter because they were going so hard on her, to where she said she went through a depression to where she would cry like damn near every day. Her marriage with Marceau, it was saying that the two of them almost got divorced. That she and Marceau almost got divorced over comments and things that people were saying about infidelity between the two of them, which I feel Tisha already knew that there was some damn infidelity. I feel like she didn't want it to get out. But she was continuing to take that stuff to Marceau, at which that would irritate him, to where they would begin to argue like almost every single day about things that other people were saying about their relationship. And now Ken and Trish, they're going through that, to where people have an opinion about their relationship, and it's starting to put them in a situation to where they're about to break up, because they're arguing more since they've been on this show. I feel like this show is toxic as hell already. I mean, look at Mel and Martell's marriage. And I'm not saying that the show broke them up, but I feel like it contributed more to that happening, because they shared the fact that there was infidelity in their marriage. And by them putting everybody else in their business, it kind of helped push them into the situation that they're in now. Okay? because they weren't able to deal with it privately. They had to talk about their situation on the show. Now the Ken and Trish is on the show. They're fighting. They're saying way more than they were in their, before they got on the show. And I feel like it's going to cause the two of them to break up if they don't figure out a way to handle what they're dealing with their social media issues. All right. I really feel like it. Carlos don't give a damn. He care about ratings. He don't care that they're fighting. He don't care that this show is causing a ruckus in their relationship. He just wants them to be on this damn show. He needs a space filler, and he wants ratings. So he don't care how crazy their relationship looks. He sees that as storyline and ratings. That's all Carlos cares about. And the fact that he's getting a bigger check. He paid them in pennies, and as long as they get on there and tell their business and look stupid, he don't give a damn. He don't care. Just like he didn't care that Mel and Martell was going through what they were going through. And Melody was talking about she was crying and dealing with stuff to where she was having panic attacks. And all. He didn't give a fuck about her having no panic attacks. What he did care about was that she showed up to work and continued to expose Martell for this cheater and dealing with all the shit that they dealt with in their marriage, at which then, caused them to be divorced. And then he got mad about that shit because of how it looked for him on his show. Mel and Martell not being together anymore, the dynamic of their relationship falling apart made the viewers not really tune in as much because they enjoyed seeing the dynamic between Mel and Martell. So Carlos was more upset at the fact that Mel and Martell couldn't make things work because he was telling them to work it out. How you tell somebody to work out a situation when they're going through emotional, probably physical abuse? And let's don't forget that there was a whole baby thrown into a situation by Ariane, who was also trolling the hell out of Melody. So how you tell a woman to stay with a man who is publicly disrespecting her, trying to take her children away, doing interviews, talking shit about her? Like, it was a mess between the two of them. But Carlos didn't care about that, and he didn't protect her in that, just like he don't care about Ken and Trish's situation. This show is breaking them up. I ain't gonna lie. This show is breaking them up. And Carlos is just sitting back like, do your job. You already knew what you signed up for. Do your job. Deal with it. Deal with the public scrutiny. Just don't read the comments. That's what he's telling them. They're going through hell. He's like, look, just don't read the comments, but come to work. That's what he's telling them. Shit crazy. All right. So Ken goes on to, he sat with Heavenly and Carlos. He says that Trish made him look like a fool in her interview, and he didn't like it. Some things that she was saying about him, he didn't like it. And he pretty much put it out there. Okay? When he told the part about the two of them got into an argument, and Ken left the house and didn't call her, she kind of made it seem like it was him that caused this situation between the two of them, and that he just walked out and left, and that he was staying in this hotel. And then after she mentioned that there were people in the DMs, she kind of alluded to the fact that maybe he was with somebody else. He was like, no, that's not the case. He had to get the fuck out of there because she had turned up on him with this bad temper, which y'all had already heard her on the show say she had a real bad temper. So he was trying to get out of there so things did not escalate, and he stayed gone for days. Okay, he stayed gone for days to get away from her and her damn temper, to where she like be running up in his face and stuff. Trish is the type of chick that'll make you want to put hands on her. And I'm not saying that no man should ever put hands on a woman, but you can't do that, especially in a situation where y'all are screaming back and forth at each other about, especially when another man is involved. Trish need to figure out a way to handle her anger. Running up on a man like that, when the situation is already heightened, I gotta applaud Ken for packing his bags and leaving the house for days to allow that situation to die down, because you got men that's in prison right now for putting paws on women, for women running up on them. And I'm not saying that it's their fault, but you kind of heighten the situation when you do that shit. Okay? I'm just saying, like, don't be doing that, women. Do not do that. You can argue and disagree with a person, but when you running up in their face and with the fingers and all that, and the head mushes and all that, not saying that she did that to him, but he's saying she has a very bad temper, and he don't like that shit, so he get away from it so that it don't escalate, because when the popos come, his ass gonna probably be going to jail behind that situation. All right. Ken says that Trish's communication is very bad, which we already saw that in the interview, It takes her too long to get to the point when they're having a conversation about a serious situation, at which it makes him feel like she's withholding stuff and she looks guilty. So he says that her communication is very bad. Her temper is also very bad, that he is tired of dealing with it, okay? So she's pushing him away just like she probably pushed her husband away. So Trish, there's some stuff that you ain't telling us, sis, all right, about this situation with your husband. Not that I'm taking up for him, but it's given that, baby, you might need some therapy. Maybe grief therapy. I don't feel like she maybe have dealt with the situation that her parents are no longer here. So on top of all of that, with the situation with her husband and the way that they communicate, now you with Ken, I don't feel like you healed from that situation. But, excuse me, that you jumped into with Ken on top of all the stuff that was already piled on with your husband, it's unfair that Ken has to deal with that baggage as well. And he's dealing with it, but you pushing him away. You're pushing him away, and the fact that you still ain't divorced, he's ready to get married. Because she said at the beginning, Ken told her, I don't even want to be married. I just want to date and be together. She said that a year into their relationship is when he decided, hey, I think I want to get married. But you got some stuff that you got to do first, meaning get divorced first, so that we can be husband and wife. But she still ain't got this damn divorce. I don't know what's holding it up. So she said that she never thought that the two of them would be married. She thought that they were just going to be dating and just be together. She was happy with that. But then he's the one that switched it up and said, hey, I want to be married. Which then further complicated things, because I don't think that she wants to marry him. And I don't think she's telling him that. But I think she's showing him that. And he's slowly seeing that. Okay. He says that Trish holds on to things, okay, and continues to compare him to her husband. And he don't like that. Women, don't ever do that. Don't ever compare your current dude with somebody that you've been with and constantly continue to do that, because that will definitely push him away. So Ken is saying that Trish continues to compare him to her husband and things that she went through with her husband, and that irritates him, okay, and causes them to get into arguments, all right? Ken also reveals that he has, like I said, a lot of women in the DMs, and he also says that a housewife has popped up in his DMs as well, trying to holler at him, knowing that he's in a relationship with Trish, but they don't care. And I feel like it might have been Sheree. A lot of people have been alluding to the fact that it could have been Sheree Whitfield that popped up in his DMs trying to holler at him. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? Sheree Whitfield, they said it could be Sheree Whitfield, the housewife, that popped up in his DMs trying to holler at him. You know, because Sheree liked them buffers like she did with Martell. Y'all know, Ken and Martell got that buff body, so y'all know how Sheree is, honey. So Ken also reveals that there is an issue. Hold on. The issue with Martell and her training him. He's still on that. He's saying he's feeling like there's more that happened in that situation, but Trish continues to say no. So he doesn't feel like that she's still being 100% honest with him with that, which keeps them spinning the block on that situation. They can't let it go because he doesn't feel that Trish is not being 100% honest with him in that situation. All right. I'm trying to make sure I get all of it because I made some notes so that we can get through it. Let's see. Found out on camera. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on between the two of them. I don't think honestly, I don't think their relationship is gonna make it unless they get some type of therapy, and unless they can kind of get through this situation. And Trish is 100% open with him about what happened with Martell. I think Trish don't want to say that she slept with Martell because she has already said that it never happened. So she don't want to appear to be a liar, at which everybody's already said that they feel like she lies a lot. I don't think she wants to appear to be a liar now that she has vehemently denied sleeping with Martell, okay? And then two, she acted like she didn't know Melody, which I thought was very weird at Nell's party. You guys remember at Nell's party? When she sat there and introduced herself to Melody, you already knew who Melody was, Trish. So that gave weird vibes too. Because you sat there in your interview and said that you had a whole conversation with Martell about him missing Melody and wanting to work things out with Melody, and that he messed things up with Melody. So you had a whole conversation with him prior, and this was before the show. So when you saw Melody at Nell's party, you sat right across from her and you act like you didn't even know Mel. So it was weird for you to act that way, but then Martell can't act like he don't know you when he see you, but you act like you didn't know Melody when you had a whole conversation about this woman. That was weird to me. Was that not weird to you guys? Sitting across from Mel, and Melody was asking her questions about her situation and her marriage and the fact that she was still married but dating Ken. You didn't even tell Mel that you knew Martell. You didn't even mention that. But then on the girls' trip, when it came up, when Melody got up and walked away from the table, you sitting there doing all this hollering, talking about some nothing never happened between the two of you. But Mel is sitting there looking at you like, bitch, now you ain't said nothing about this when I saw you at Nell's party, which I thought was kind of strange. I thought that was a little strange. I really did. And maybe it was production, maybe it was editing, I'm not sure. But Trish sat up there and acted like she didn't even know Melody, because they did a whole introduction. Like, hi, this is Melody. Hi, Melody, this is Trish. That whole thing. But the whole time you knew Mel. Because you've been sitting there giving a whole, you sat there and gave Martell this whole counseling session about his relationship with Mel. So you already knew probably about Ariane, and I'm pretty sure Martell told you I had a baby on her and I cheated on her. This is why we're not together. You knew about all that because you sat there and said y'all never made it to the gym, but y'all talked about the situation of you being separated and Martell being separated as well from Mel. So you already knew about the backlog of Martell's situation with Melody and I'm sure Ariane and the baby. You knew about that too, but the way you presented yourself as that you were just this person coming into the group that you didn't know Mel and you didn't know their situation, which that seemed fake to me. That seemed very fake. But I feel like she definitely had something more happen because you definitely came to his house multiple times, Trish. And I don't feel like you went there each time to either mentor or counsel or work out with Martell, because you said y'all never even worked out when y'all went. But Martell slipped up and told that you had been to his house multiple times, okay? So I don't know what that's giving, but I do feel like, Trish, you are lying by omission, okay? And your man Ken already put that out there to let everybody know that you do have the tendency to be lying by omission when you are in situations with him as well. So we'll see what it gives, okay? But that is our show for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed our topics this morning. Y'all, I got to get myself back in. I got to woo-saw, honey, get myself in work mode. Because, baby, I ain't been in the office all week. So, I don't know what I'm going to face today. I've already prayed that the Lord to let me go up in here, honey, and deal with whatever I got to deal with. But we'll see what it gives, okay? I hope you guys have a great day. If you guys are going to work today, I hope you guys have a great day, honey. And you already prayed and set your day for the day, honey. And don't let nobody get on your damn nerves. Because, honey, we all need our jobs out here, honey. So don't be letting nobody get on your damn nerves and piss you off and take you out of your element, okay? But thank you all for joining the show this morning. Thank you to all the content creators that joined as well. I appreciate you guys being here. Take my glasses off. I appreciate you guys joining the show. Please don't forget to hit the like button, guys. And please do not forget to subscribe to this channel if you've not done so, okay? Thank you all for supporting. Thank you to my mods, Linda Gamble, Belle Wilson, KBR, and Tyra Danes, okay? Y'all continue to pray for Tyra that she is doing well if she's not back in the chat. I need to check in with Tyra. And hopefully KBR is back, because I know that she had a little situation. I'm not going to tell it because I talked to her off of YouTube, okay? I try to keep up with my mods whenever they're going through things. They kind of hit me up and we have conversations. I don't want to share their stuff unless they say that I can, but hopefully she's doing well and she got where she needed to be as well. All right, but thank you guys so much for being here. You guys have a great day. I will see you guys later on for our pop-in, okay? Love you guys down and goodbye.